Hey guys, Oatmeal here. Today I wanted to talk about something that lies in the realm of the philosophical or psychological, perhaps. I haven't really concluded where this sits. But basically, the idea is that I enjoy making videos, and I want to make the best videos I possibly can. And then better, because I'll never be good enough for my standards. But the problem with that is, making videos is a very social thing. And basically, to have any ego at all is extremely painful. Because there's a lot in my own mind that is very crushing. It can be difficult to enjoy what I'm doing when I have to face all of these crushing emotions, you know? So I pursue this idea of humbling myself somehow. But how do I become humble while also creating videos? I mean, I have heard a few people say that you have to be a narcissist to do YouTube. Perhaps so. And perhaps I used to be a narcissist. But things have changed. I'm not the same person I used to be. And, you know, I have different challenges that I face, and I have different interests, and different identity traits, you know, personality traits, than what may have gotten me into YouTube in the first place. So now that I'm stuck with this soul-bound hobby of creating videos, how do I cope with the fact that I don't want to be a person with any worth, but yet people put YouTubers on a pedestal? How do I cope? That's what I hope to tackle through reflection and talking about it. So I guess this video is one step in that direction. As you can see from the footage on screen, I really do enjoy playing skill-based games. I always want to get better at them. It feels very good to be good at these things. It feels very fluid and smooth. I love the feeling of a flow state. It's just peace and meaningful existence, and it's very nice. And these games do that for me. I think that's why I play them. But sometimes when I start to identify with the game, when I start to think, hey, I play this and people like me because I play game good. And so if I want people to continue liking me, if I want to farm likes IRL, or rather online, but I mean in a metaphoric sense, if I want people to like me, if I want praise and I want recognition and I want to feel like I belong, then I have to play this game. And that completely ruins this pursuit of a flow state, because I am no longer playing the game, I am using the game as a means to feel good about myself. Instead of as a means to get good at a thing, I'm not trying to become better than I am trying to maintain a status quo. And that is not good. That's not what I want. So how do we solve this? Well, I think the simplest method would be to abandon the status quo and to voluntarily make yourself uncomfortable, as the Stoics do. I think that's what I've been doing lately with this channel, is making myself uncomfortable by talking in front of a microphone. And, you know, I've been really getting out of my comfort zone. It's caused me quite a bit of distress, but it's meaningful distress, so I put up with it. But the fact is that I want to fall in love with a game, not with the feeling that a game gives me. To chase a feeling is not right. Humans feel so many different feelings, and they all flow and weave into one another in such a natural way that to try and feel one feeling in particular is a pointless and painful goal, endeavor, whatever you want to call it. You know, we feel such a range of emotions, and to reject that or to want something different than what we naturally feel is a difficult position to be in, you know? I always want to feel accepted and valued by strangers on the internet, and I always want to feel like I belong in a place where I don't really know anybody. I don't want to know anybody. I want to hide away and not know anyone at all, hide in my little hermit hole and partake in my own hobbies and interests instead of being a person. I don't want to make friends. I want to know people and recognize people, you know? From a distance, from across the room. I pass you in the hallway every day at school, but I don't know you. But I know that you have similar interests. I know your power level is comparable, and through this I relate to you. But I don't want to be your friend, necessarily. Maybe that is what a friend is to me. Enough about that, though. I think I've said my piece. Now let's talk about performance in Critical Strike versus performance in BIG Paintball. As you can see from what's on screen, this game doesn't really use any textures, and that is very much to the benefit of this game's performance, like frame rate wise. The textures in Criticality and Critical Strike are very complicated, and you know, something like YouTube compression might be kind of rough with those textures because they're so, it's kind of like how YouTube compression handles snow and stuff like that. Anyways, Criticality and Critical Strike are pretty performant for the most part, but like sharp turns, where I'm like unloading and loading a bunch of stuff, this gives me frame drops, and these frame drops are noticeable, and they are a little distracting. I have a pretty modern setup. I believe the oldest component of my PC is from 2018, 2019, pretty recent. So, why am I lagging in a Roblox game? Is kind of what I'm not sure of. Big Paintball, I don't really get lag, which is nice. I don't think I dropped a single frame in this whole recording. Anyways, what's the point of this video? If you look at my channel description right now, it says, "Don't let your mental illness stop you from posting terrible content online." Well, I saw that phrase on a Mongolian basket weaving forum, and I happen to relate with it because, well, let's take each part of it. Terrible content. Well, content's quality is subjective. One could say that, like, Pyrocynical, for example, makes terrible content, but he has millions of subscribers on YouTube, so is it really terrible if he's making so much money off of it? All of his videos getting millions of views, is it really terrible? I think that to call something terrible doesn't really matter. I think opinions are really not as important as I used to think they were. So to call my own content terrible, I feel would be simply to humble myself and to help reduce any symptoms of having an ego, because it hurts to have an ego, to have something to lose, to have something to live up to. That's painful. So to call my content terrible is to help remedy that pain. Don't let your mental illness stop you from posting terrible content online. I deal with a lot of issues when it comes to self-image, and this causes me to be unable to really function around people very much. So when my hobby is a social one, when I have to share my work in order for it to be done justice, then I have to put myself in these extremely uncomfortable situations where I have to deal with a lot of really unpleasant thoughts and feelings in the aftermath of creating anything. And it's worth it because I really care about this hobby of mine. But at the same time, it's painful. And I'd like to reduce that pain if I can. I want to live a life that isn't full of anguish, you know? I can suffer here and there, but the magnitude of this suffering is simply too much. But I won't wish for anything. I can make strides towards a certain goal, but I won't wish for it. I'll make moves and I'll learn, but I won't resent what happens because I can't do much about it. I can adapt my point of view, my stance. I can adapt my way of handling things, my techniques, my ideas, my philosophy. But the world's very complicated and out of my control, and to wish for it to be in my control is not what I want. So I want to improve. at my hobbies, at the things I care about, at my passions. I want to become as good as I can, just to see what I'm capable of, to feel growth, to have goals, achievements, and to appreciate them within myself. To not have to be at the mercy of the opinion of another person. I think that's ideal for me. So why do I make videos? Well, I don't know. I always have, and I always will, I think. I don't think I can escape it. It's forever woven into my identity, I think, or something like that. I can't escape. Anyways, I didn't get a warm drink for this recording, so my throat actually hurts a lot right now. And talking about sensitive subjects makes my throat a bit sore as well. So, I'll have to cut it off for now. I don't really have anything else to say though. What else is there to say? Nothing, I think. So, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to beat Shotus Otis to 10k subscribers.